Welcome back to AIP Pop. We are diving deep today into something that has just about everyone talking Taylor Swift's relationship with Travis Kelce
Yeah.
and how her being at those Chiefs games is kind of changing what we think about the whole WAG thing.
Yeah, wags, wives, and girlfriends of athletes.
Right, exactly. WAGs. It's
Yeah.
interesting to see how Swift's stardom is kind of bumping into this whole world of sports.
Yeah, it's usually all behind the scenes.
Right, like two different worlds are smashing together. So we've got some really interesting perspectives to unpack today. We have a firsthand account from a former WWE wrestler.
Wow.
Yeah, he actually met Swift. And we have some thoughts from a reality TV star who knows the WAG world really well. And even some things that fans have noticed about Swift's routine on game days.
That's cool. I'm excited to dive in.
Me too. Let's start with Baron Corbin. You might know him as Thomas Pestic.
Okay, yeah.
He was on the Insight with Chris Van Vliet podcast, and he shared a story. Well, he's a huge Chiefs fan and a friend of Kelsey's, so he got to watch a game from Kelsey's suite, and guess who else was there?
Let me guess, Taylor Swift.
You got it. Corbin said his brother was a little starstruck, but Swift was super down-to-earth, like hugging everyone, making them feel like family.
Wow.
It really makes you think, is that carefully crafted public image really who she is, or does she just turn on the charm in certain situations?
That's the question everyone has about celebrities, right? Are they for real or are they always performing?
Totally.
I mean, Corbin's story definitely makes her seem really comfortable and personable, but it's just a glimpse.
Yeah, just one little peek.
Right.
But it is interesting how that one interaction can kind of challenge the stereotype of the unapproachable celebrity.
Right.
And it actually connects to what Cheryl Rosado said about Swift on page 6. She's the star of WHE's To Riches.
Oh, yeah.
So she really knows her stuff. And she believes Swift is changing how people see WAGs, like making them more visible as individuals and as a supportive group.
Mm.
She even called Swift a fun girl who would shut down.
Whoa.
Yeah, and she even said maybe Kelsey should join the Miami Dolphins.
Okay, so maybe she was joking around a little, but that fun girl comment is interesting because it kind of suggests a shift in what's okay for WAGs.
Right.
Like traditionally, they've been expected to be very polished and, ladylike. But Rosado seems to be saying that Swift is bringing something different, like a more playful, maybe even rebellious energy to being a WAG.
Yeah, she's definitely not fitting into any mold. And Rosado, who has built her whole career around this WAG world, seems really impressed by that.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
It makes you wonder if this could open the door for WAGs to be more outspoken and independent.
Yeah, like Swift is giving them permission to be themselves.
Totally.
That could be really empowering.
Absolutely. And, speaking of breaking the mold, we have to talk about this pregame ritual that Swift and Kelce have.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this. What is it?
Well, Stephanie Hill, a former Chiefs cheerleader, she spilled the tea on TikTok. She said that Swift walks through the stadium tunnel, which is right next to where the players' locker rooms are.
Wow.
And she meets Kelce after games.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's like something straight out of a movie.
I know it's really fascinating to me is how that kind of flips the script on how celebrities usually show up at games,
How so?
Well, usually you just see them up in a luxury box waving to the crowd, but Swift is choosing to be more behind the scenes, almost blending in with the team.
That's true. It is really different. Like she's saying, I'm here for the team, not for the attention.
Exactly. And it's working. She's become this lucky charm for the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. She is adding fuel to that already intense fan base.
Definitely.
Everyone is trying to catch a glimpse of her at the games.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to AIPIP for more deep dives like this. Now, what about this lucky charm idea? Why do you think fans are latching on to that? Is it just superstition or something more?
It's a little bit of both, I think,
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely some superstition there, especially in a high-stakes world like pro sports. But I also think it speaks to how much the fans want the team to succeed for Swift. It's like they want to make her proud.
It's like they've adopted her as one of their own.
Exactly. And her being there just adds this whole other level of excitement to the game. It's not just about football anymore. It's about this celebrity romance playing out for everyone to see.
It's definitely unique.
Mm.
And you mentioned how Swift's changing things up for the fans, but what about for the players? Do you think her presence adds any pressure, or is it more like a motivation?
It's probably both. On the one hand, you have this huge global superstar cheering you on, which could be really inspiring. But on the other hand, you've got this added layer of people watching every move you make, not just the fans, but the media and all the Swiss followers.
It's true, like they're playing for two audiences now.
Right.
And speaking of audiences, this whole thing is bringing a whole new set of eyes to the NFL.
Mm.
People who might not have cared about football before are suddenly tuning in to see what all the hype is about.
It really shows you Swift's star power and her ability to cross over into all these different worlds. She's bringing her own fan base with her, which is making the NFL's reach bigger in a way we haven't really seen before.
It's like she's injected this fresh energy into the sport, making it more accessible and appealing to more people.
And it's not just about entertainment, it's also sparking some important conversations about the evolving role of women in sports. Traditionally, WAGs have been seen as arm candy, but Swift is changing that narrative.
She's bringing a new level of attention and respect to the role, showing that women can support their partners while going after their own passions. It's not one or the other, it's both.
It's like she's saying, I can be a successful singer, songwriter, businesswoman, and a supportive girlfriend all at the same time. That's a powerful message for young women trying to figure out their own path.
Absolutely. And it's interesting to think about how this could impact how people see WAGs in the future, both in the sports world and just in general culture. Will we see more women like Swift who are successful in their own right choosing to embrace this role? It's a question worth thinking about, and this deep dive is making me think about the bigger picture of Swift's relationship with Kelsey. It's not just a celebrity romance. It's a cultural touchstone that's sparking conversations about fandom, gender roles, and the power of individual expression. Before we jump into those larger ideas, let's pause for a moment to remind you to like and subscribe to AIPIP for more insightful deep dives like this. We're always exploring the intersections of pop culture, social trends, and the human experience. Now back to the conversation. It's so interesting how Swift being with Kelsey is really making people rethink what it means to be a WAG. She's not just showing up at games. She's all in on the whole fan experience, and that's what connects with people.
Yeah, it really does challenge that idea of the celebrity who's just there for the cameras. Swift is showing a real passion for the team and the sport, which makes her more relatable.
And it's not just about her and Kelsey. You mentioned how her presence is impacting how we see WAGs in general.
Yeah.
Do you think this could lead to a more inclusive and diverse picture of WAGs in the media?
It could, Swift being there has definitely brought more attention to the whole WAG thing, and that might open doors for women from different backgrounds with different stories, you know? It's not just about being the glamorous wife or girlfriend anymore. It's about being yourself and having your own path.
It's like she's breaking down those old stereotypes, showing that women can be successful in a lot of different ways. They can be supportive partners and high-achieving professionals and passionate fans all at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a powerful message, especially for young women who are figuring out who they are and what they want to do.
This deep dive has really made me see the impact of Swift's relationship with Kelsey. It's so much more than just a celebrity couple. It's starting conversations about fandom and gender roles and how sports culture is changing.
It's really cool to see how pop culture can bump into social change and challenge the way things have always been done. And it'll be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out in the future.
Absolutely. Well, as we wrap up our deep dive into Taylor Swift's WAG status, I'm feeling really optimistic. It's great to see how pop culture and sports can come together in these unexpected ways and get people talking and challenging the status quo. What stands out to you as the biggest takeaway from all of this?
For me, it's how powerful being genuine can be and how it can break down boundaries. Swift's real passion for the Chiefs and how she's embraced being a fan that's resonated with people in a way that a carefully crafted image never could.
I love that.
And that has the power to change how people see things and inspire new ways of thinking.
That's a perfect way to sum it up. And that's a wrap on our deep dive into Taylor Swift's WAG status. Don't forget to like and subscribe to AIPIOT for more deep dives into the always changing world of pop culture. Until next time.